Good day and welcome to Car Stereo Talk Live Monday edition. That's right, we're here in the Bay coming to you with your hosts, Dean and Fernando. Wow. Welcome everyone to the show. It is Monday, and well, if you made it this far, you're off and running on the week. That's all I got to say. Is it going to be a good week? It's too early to tell. Could be a great week. That's my hope.
I think it's going to be a good week.
We got a full week.
We have a fantastic Monday. We started a week fantastic.
Did we?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, we fixed.
I mean, it's gone. I feel any day we don't have a car that stays the night is a good day. So
we have a happy customer.
We do have a happy customer. He was quite thrilled.
Everything.
Yeah, he was happy that he's like the car's been sitting on a tender for a
long time,
for a week. So I'm gonna send this over to.
Good evening, guys. Miami. 84 nasty degrees. Of course, it's been hot. Yesterday was 90.
Really?
Oh my God. Good evening, Athens.
So airdrop worked. I wanted to share that picture of yesterday's events.
Frank,
but we'll get to that in a minute.
Brian, sunny here in Fresno, 70 degrees. 70 degrees is good.
I like 70.
Yeah, 70s is fantastic.
Yeah, it was like 70 something yesterday morning when I was out for the stroll.
Okay.
So that was pretty cool. Go ahead and get your questions in now. Hello Brad.
Everyone.
So Brian texted me today and he goes, "So you saw a picture of Brad with hair?" And I go, "Yeah, he posted it." And apparently, Brad was listening to the point where we were talking about Brad with hair.
Okay.
So it was like this whole weird circle.
It's a weird circle.
Yeah.
Brad had hair.
Yeah. It's like, but Brad had hair. He doesn't have hair now. And it's so shiny.
Yeah.
It's so shiny.
Around 80. Sunny here in Tennessee. Fantastic.
That sounds hot.
Yeah, it's Tennessee.
I know, right? But hey, because Modesto will be 80s for the rest of the week. Oh, that's nice. That's nice.
Yeah.
I mean, it's at least not 115.
Good afternoon.
So, good afternoon. Good afternoon.
Hello, Bobby.
Yeah.
Hello from San Antonio, Texas.
Yeah. Did you get that guy? Aman's Car Audio.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, how are you?
Hey.
Great to see you.
Great to see you.
For sure.
Well, we cannot see you, but.
Well, I mean, we can in our hearts.
Always in our hearts.
In our hearts. Wow, that's doing some weird stuff at the top.
Yeah.
Hang on, let me see this for a second. There we go. Okay.
Oh, because I was clicking over here.
Yeah, you clicked over here on accident, so it was just doing weird stuff. Oh, that's cool. New comment. There we go. Chris Vera's stuck at home with food poisoning.
Oh.
Let it play out, bro.
That sucks.
Just let it play out. Just
clean
your system. Clean your system. That's always the catch, right? It's like, okay, so do I try to stop whatever's bothering me?
Mm-hmm.
Or do I, if I have time, I know this sounds weird. If I have time, I'll just deal with the pain. Just because whatever is in me, I need to get it out. Because if you think about it.
I feel you have to deal with the pain.
Well, I mean, you try to stop it because nobody wants that. But
yeah. Hola a todos.
Hello. Yeah. So, and then you just don't eat that anymore.
Hello, everyone.
JBL also makes like a 3.3 ohm
Puerto
speaker,
Rico.
which is really good.
Saludos. Yeah.
Acrylic or Hertz has a, and I think Blam has a lower ohm load speaker. 2 is sometimes a little low for some of these situations. Yeah. Either way. So we do this little thing. We have this little page called the 12 Volt Clean Wire Club. Some of you guys have seen it before. Some of you guys are members. And for those of you that are members, then you'll have seen this. This is the top page. So every week, Fernando scours the page and finds something cool for us to look at. And this week we have another acrylic amp rack. Very nice.
Yeah, this is the foam.
Yep.
And then acrylic.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah, looks good.
So if you actually go into the whole picture,
yeah,
see,
back.
I like this because not just only on the front side, but also on the back side. It's very clean. It's very.
This is fun to do, as you've seen me do it before. Because you have to line everything up, and then you have to get the zip tie saw.
Yeah.
That's a pain.
It is. It's a lot of work.
Yeah.
But it looks cool.
Yeah, it does. So, it looks good.
Nice job.
Yeah.
Tony did a
fantastic
job. So
then it plugs in. So everything plugs in. He's got the big power plug over here for plugging it in. DSR1. Yes. Very nice. So we got some Sony 4 channels running everything.
Yeah.
And obviously the Sound Digital is doing the subs.
And of course the DSR1.
Yeah. Very nice.
Very cool, right?
Yeah, it looks good. I like it.
There you go.
Like nice, clean and simple. And this segment is brought to you by, so the picture is brought to you by DNF Tool Drawer. Us. Yeah. We bring it to you where you can go find the tools that we use to do all our installations, as well as the tool that we sell is the IRTA, the 2-channel electrical RTA that makes figuring out problems in cars so much easier because you can actually see what the hell is going on.
There's no tariffs.
There's no tariffs
in this.
There's
so
no
you
tariffs.
Can buy it, no problem.
Yes. And each one of them comes with a
gift.
Yes, there's always a gift in the box. There's a keychain in the box. And, of course, you can buy keychains, too. So, very nice. Very nice.
Fantastic.
So, before we dive into the sponsor, the first 10 minutes. But anyways, yesterday, Fernando and I, so the guys at Rockford and Brian from Mobile Solutions are out in South Africa right now.
South Africa.
Because the South African people that represent Rockford Fosgate, so that would be South Africa Rockford, invited them out to host a training. Thinking like a Master Tech Expo, but smaller and in South Africa. We were invited to go, but we had conflicting schedules and we couldn't get out there to do it. Kind of a bummer. So they asked us if we would still be willing to
share,
come on and do like this, because this is what we do. We're like, yes, of course. So yesterday we got up, came in, and we did a presentation for them, took some live questions. It was a lot of fun. And then, of course, Brian was nice enough to get a picture of and it's really cool. So let me just pull it up here. So this is us. This is the class. They're all chilling out, watching us on the monitor in front of them. They were able to interact with us live, which was cool.
It was so cool.
It was very cool. So there was, we got a bunch of questions, which was really fun. And of course, we did a cool, we had a PowerPoint put together. And we had a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun. It was very nice of them to ask us to do that. And of course, we were like, yeah, we'd love to.
Yeah.
So did a webinar yesterday in South Africa.
Thank you to Carl.
Yeah, Carl and the guys and everyone over there.
Everybody.
But yeah, it was really neat. It was definitely fun to do.
We had a great time. Yeah.
It was fun because it was very low key. They were very excited to have us on.
Yeah, and we get to go. It was crazy. The whole thing was not.
It was
lining up.
Yeah, it was. It was definitely. It was. Trust me, for the amount of effort we put into it, and the. Just getting everything coordinated.
Yeah.
Because there's like an 8-hour time difference between here and there, 6 or 8 hours, or 7. Maybe it was 7 hours. Either way, it was for the past couple of weeks. It's just been ridiculous. And I'm not a WhatsApp person. I know this is shocking. I know, shocking. I'm not a WhatsApp guy.
You're missing the world.
Totally. And I'm fine with that. I'm fine. They're like, get WhatsApp. But I'm like, you can call Fernando.
Yeah.
Because
what's up?
I had one. Exactly. I had it. I deleted it. I was like, nope, I'm done. Yep, Dean and Fernando on the big screen. So we had a great time. It was really cool. Yeah. I watched you guys on 85-inch TV. Oh, very nice.
Thank you so much.
It was just weird. So thank Brian. Thank you for taking the picture.
Yeah, that was dude.
Yeah, I was kind of hoping somebody would, because I wanted to see what we look like. But yeah,
wow, we look like right now.
Look! There we go. There he is, right there. And let's see who I queued up.
We gotta do this, right?
Yeah. No, he's all right. So here's who we queued up. So let's put it on there. This first segment is brought to you by Mosconi-America.com. So Mosconi, just for you guys that don't do the research and don't go and click on things and all that, there's two parts to the company. There's the amplifier line, which is Mosconi, and then there's the speaker line, which is Gladen. And the two have this wonderful symbiotic relationship where, you get the best of both worlds. So when the aerospace speaker was designed by, he wanted amplifiers that he felt could do the job that he wanted. That's why he built the speakers in the first place, was because he was like, I don't like what's available and I'm going to make my own. That's the aerospace. And then that trickled down over the years into more. So the newest, of course, we have Zeta, which is the newest and the plan there. Then
that's your acrylic right there.
That is the acrylic I need. And then, of course, we have Sigma. And, it just adds for that driving experience. So what I suggest is, whether you want to buy the product or not, the one thing I enjoy about car audios is doing research and just finding out things that I wouldn't know. So, for example, even though I'm not down for sound, I still go onto his website and I still check it out and see what's going on. Just because I like to know the story, I like to see what's happening. I like to see what that's the fun of it, right? We don't have magazines anymore. We have websites and we have places where you go and there's lots of opinions. And God forbid you decide to make your own opinion on something. You can like more than one thing. Okay?
Never.
It's crazy.
Never.
It's crazy. We can like all kinds of things. It's perfectly okay. Anyways, head over to Mosconi-America.com, Gladen-America.com, or just go to Gladen.com. Check them out. See what there is. Just to peruse, to see how the other half may live if it's not something that you want to do, but just to see what else is out there. That's all. Have fun. And thank you for them.
Thank you.
Thank the world.
Thank the world.
WhatsApp is for cheaters. Dang, Mary Lou's just coming out strong, bro.
Bro, that's actually for business, for international business.
No, it's not. It's not.
No.
No,
Oh,
it's a free app for people that don't want to pay for text messaging and stuff like that.
International.
Yeah. It's also probably I'm sure there's lots of theft that happens in that app.
I don't know. Never had any problem.
Yeah, you don't do anything.
No, dude, I talked to a lot of people.
Yeah, I know, but you're not really doing business on the app.
Roberto.
Yeah, there again, I'm not sharing any information on the app. We use email, like a real company would.
Nobody's spying you, believe me.
I'm fine. It's trust me, I know that I'm the most boring person there is, but it's okay. It's for cheaters, Fernando. It's for
cheaters. Okay. Cheaters. Got it.
I think she might be talking about marital cheaters. I don't know. Even though I'm an MTX fan, I would love to try out Morel. Yeah. I mean, why not? I mean, listen, man. You only live once. If you're angry the whole time and just like want to put a tent stake in the ground about I'm never gonna do this.
Listen, I like Focal, right? Everybody knows that I like Focal. But when I had the Morels in my car, dude, I love them. Even right now, I have the Morels in the car, and I love them. They sound really nice.
What have you guys found to be the best ground location in the aluminum body F-150s? Okay, so there's two answers to this question. Okay. The first answer is if you're putting a system in the car, ground it to the battery. It's an aluminum car. If you're going to be doing something that has high amperage or using an interface of any kind, all the interface manufacturers recommend highly that you connect the ground to the battery, okay? Because that's the best ground place in the car. Now, with that being said, if you are going to be one of those people that's like, screw that, I'm going to live on the edge. Yeah! Okay, there's two ground points on the back wall of the car, okay? They're up high, so they're about 3 or 4 inches down from the window and off into the corners, and there's a bolt on either side that is the factory ground point. If you're going to not run a ground, you must use one of those two ground points. Do not make a ground into that aluminum, okay? It will not work. It's bad. Bad juju, 100%.
It's bad business, bro.
Bad business, bro. That's some WhatsApp crap there. So those are it. Those are your two. Pick one side or the other. Use that as a ground point. I will only go to the battery, but if you're doing something that if you're doing like a small sub amp that's only got like a 30, 40 amp draw, let's say like
20 amp, like a
key,
power.
Well, let's think like a Key 500 or an Amplifier. Yeah, like a P300 or something like that.
Yeah.
Totally good enough to use that ground point.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
It'll totally work fine.
Yeah.
Because you're not drawing a ton of current, and it'll work okay. Aluminum sucks. Aluminum does suck. It's like the whole car is made out of CCA.
And now it's more expensive.
I used Ashley Madison back in the day for Adult Friend Finder. Did you watch the special? There's a documentary on either Netflix or Prime. Fantastic.
Really?
Oh, yeah, it was fantastic. Oh. So good. So good. Yeah.
So good.
Oh, dude, it was great. I love a good documentary. You know that.
Yeah.
And that one, dude, on Ashley Madison was fantastic because they had the people that worked there. Oh, dude, the scuzzball stuff they were getting away with, or they didn't get away with. Oh, it was so good. What does your target EQ curve look like? So the easiest way to think about this is we don't have one per se. We talk to the customer, the client, as it were, and we try to find out what they like. Okay, and that's literally where we start. Now, Fred Lynch from Arc Audio put out, and I have to find out if he's put it on the website yet. But he put out this, and we showed it the other day. And I'll text him tonight to find out if it is, because if it is, I'm just going to make it a screenshot. But if you look at this is kind of what the house curve. There's a little bit of bump right here in the highs, because let's be honest, people like sizzle. All right, they don't not like sizzle. And I would flatbed scan this, but it looks like crap. So I'm hoping to get the actual PDF file from him. It's really nice because on the back side it talks about like frequencies and instruments and stuff like that. So it's a really helpful piece of paper to have as not a piece of paper. So, but yes, I like to put a little bump in the treble. I've got that PDF for y'all.
Oh, fantastic.
Well, there you go. Austin has it because he probably, what the heck? How did he get it?
Because
he asked great questions. If you're wondering who asked the great questions during the Brian podcast, there was a couple, and Austin did a fantastic job asking questions, and I made him very uncomfortable. Really? He's a very big guy, and I was like, "Hey, buddy," and he was like,
"What did he say? I'm married. Please stop."
Yeah, so am I. Only the lonely. Anyways, it was a lot of fun.
It was.
He was a good sport. He was a good sport. Sporto.
Oh. Okay.
I emailed Fred Lynch. Yeah, that figured. Oh, sure. Go for the easy. Had a good time. No, I had a great time. It was nice that everybody was. We had some good questions.
Yeah.
And that's really all I wanted, because I love being able to pose a question to Brian and watch him struggle through it.
Fantastic.
Yeah, it's so good. Dean, missed you on Sunday at OTS. Good little group there for friendly competition. Thoroughly enjoyed my first time entry into one. Got second. Oh, that's cool.
Oh my God, that's fantastic.
Out of two of us. So
hey,
it's okay.
Doesn't matter.
We were planning on coming, but we forgot we had the
show
South
for
African
South Africa
thing we had to do.
Yeah.
We thought it was going to be earlier in the morning, and ended up being at 10:30. And then the girls were like, "You're going to meet us at Hooters for lunch." And I go, "Okay." So that pretty much ended the thought of me going to the OTS thing.
And I had to go to a convention.
Tattoo convention.
A tattoo convention in Tampa. So
Mary Lou, as soon as I get it, you'll get it. You'll be the second person on my list.
That will be the third.
You know what I'm going to do? As soon as I get it, I'll just make it a downloadable PDF on DNF Tool Drawer.
Yeah.
I'll just add it to the
Put them in there.
page.
Yeah.
Yeah, because we have it on DNF Tool Drawer on the RTA page and all that stuff. There is downloadable like test tones and stuff.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So I can just add it there.
Put it in there.
Yeah. I can just add it there. Probably won't be until I get back from vacation.
Oh, I thought you already did it. What the heck?
What's up, Mike? How's it going?
How you doing, man?
All right, let's do it right now.
Oh, really?
Yeah, dude, you're giving me crap.
Are you gonna call Fred?
Yeah. Is that the right Fred?
Yeah.
It's got to be the right Fred.
It's only one Fred, right?
I don't know. Let me check because I have text messages from him. So. Oh, Austin.
Oh,
dude.
boom. That's it. See? Boom. Austin is just like.
Yeah, Austin's way on top of it. All right.
And you don't have to do nothing with Fred now.
Done. All right, hold on.
So.
I don't want. I just go to my folder.
So now Mary Lou is gonna get it tonight.
Slow
tomorrow.
down, man. I gotta figure this out because I'm an old guy.
Just download it.
I'm trying. Saved.
There you go.
Okay, relax. Saved.
Boom.
Relax. Yeah, but I need to make sure allow access. Jesus Christ.
Oh my God! Everything is like.
Everything is hard, bro.
It's hard in you.
Everything is hard.
Like, yeah, you need like 300 passwords to actually. Jesus Christ. Face recognition and then your ears.
You're not wrong.
You know,
okay,
all that
okay,
stuff.
Okay, hold on. Shush. Okay, wait a minute. I know what I need to do.
See, every time he moves his glasses, actually, is like eye recognition on the computer. It's not because he's changing his glasses.
It's not because I can't see crap. All right, what did it do? All right, no, that one. All right. Sorry for the.
Oh, see, yeah, she's like, dude, you need to chill, bro. Wow. I did, Bobby.
Okay, there we go. All right, so there it is, right there. So you guys can take a screenshot,
or you can upload it. And
I will upload it. I'm just saying, some people want access to this information right now.
Jesus.
And so if they want this, it's right there. They can have it.
See, you guys gotta chill, bro.
And then here's the other one. So you can take a screenshot right now if you like. But I will put them up on DNF Tool Drawer, and if I have time, I'll get them up there tonight, and we'll talk about them. So,
see,
yeah,
you guys gotta chill.
Thank you, Austin. Austin is on point.
Austin,
dude, I was literally just
gonna
call Fred on the show.
Really?
Yeah,
thanks.
Why not?
Yeah, fantastic.
Yeah. Mary Lou, text me real quick. That way I don't have to go search for you. Okay.
I mean, Mary Lou just take a screenshot.
She didn't take a screenshot.
No? I mean, that was not the reason why you put it in there.
I was just making it easy for everybody, you know. I'm just trying to listen, you know. I know things.
I'm just being difficult.
I don't have to do things.
I'm just difficult.
Yes, I will. Don't worry. I'll put the PDF. It'll be up. I'll do it tonight. Everyone will be happy.
Oh, tonight. Come on, dude.
Dude, don't expect me to do it during the show. It's going to take me 20 minutes to figure out how I did it last time.
There you go.
I have a Kenwood DDX 9907 XR that I'm using in three-way mode. What's the proper way to set the time alignment? So that is a great question. And there is no easy way to do it, but there is an easy way to do it. And so what I mean by that is, like, in some of the videos we show you, like when we're putting radios in cars, we'll show you how to do this. So how I like to do this is I'm going to set my radio to, let's say, driver's front, 1, okay? Because there's only 2. And I'm going to zero out the time alignment. I'm going to zero out the level control because it does come with some predetermined crap. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go to the My Disc, Sheffield Labs, My Disc. It's in Spotify, it's on Apple Music, Sheffield Labs, My Disc. And they have a polarity pop track. It's called Polarity Pop Track. And when you play it, it goes pop, 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 pop. Okay, we've played it in videos. We hear it all the time. It just goes pop, pop, pop. And so now what I'm going to do is, I think on the Kenwood, I start. So here's the thing. Japanese like to build their radios, their output, this section of the radio backwards. So sometimes you have to move the passenger side to move the driver's side. And sometimes you have to move the driver's side to move the driver's side. So what you do is you just play the tweeter is a good place. Well, no, you're going to play both because it doesn't give you the option to shut them off. You can turn the levels down, but anyways, start adjusting Start adjusting the passenger side first and see if you hear the pop start to move over. If you don't, put it back to 0 and then move the driver's side. And as you're moving the distance, it will start going pop, 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 pop. And as it's popping, you'll hear the sound go right across the front of the dash. When you get it to what you think is center, stop, move on to the next one. I know that sounded crazy, but it works like a champ.
All right. 25 minutes in.
All right. This next segment is brought to you by the fine folks at AudioControl. That's right. We've been talking about the AudioControl Altitude Series amplifiers for a couple weeks now. Why? Well, because they make integrating into factory stereos and stuff like that easy because they have high level to low level built into them. So you get an affordably priced, high performance amplifier with high level to low level built right into the amplifier as you would expect in an AudioControl product. This allows you to use something like the A800 connected into a car and add one of their pre-made subwoofer enclosures directly into it and get an amazing amount of bass. Boom, just like that. Now, if you're curious about what they could possibly do for you, head over to audiocontrol.com and see what other products they have. But definitely check out that A800 one if you're thinking about adding a sub amp to your car.
All right, talking about AudioControl.
Yes.
He's asking, how do you add the epicenter to a DSP?
Do you want to repeat it in Spanish, or do you just want to?
Go ahead.
I mean, hola. So, sí, yo tengo Taco Bell, mucho grande.
No Taco Bell.
Refried beans. Oh, no. DSP. Okay, so this is one of those points of contention that we've fought with AudioControl over, and at the end of the day, it's like, this is how we're going to do it. This is how it works. You're going to feed your source into the DSP, whatever that might be. High level, low level, it really doesn't matter. You're going to pass through the DSP, whatever signal you're going to feed to your subwoofer channel, and that is going to be full range or as high as you can make it. So put up to 160, 100, somewhere in that range. Pass through. So if you can't shut off the low pass filter in the DSP and just make it an output, just make sure that it's all the way up to 160, 100, somewhere in that range. That's going to go, the output is then going to go into the epicenter. The reason why you want that crossover point so high is because the epicenter needs those frequencies in order to do the octave shift that it's going to do next. Then you're going to go into the sub-amp, and then you're going to turn on the sub-amp's crossover. And that's it. It's that simple.
What he's trying to say is...
Go.
No, so...
It's the crossover really that makes it difficult. Just correct. Make sure that the low pass crossover is either off or set as high as it can go.
Yeah. So al final de cuentas, lo que nosotros hacemos es ponemos el DSP, la señal, asegúrate de que esté a 160 Hz y de ahí lo avientas a tu epicentro y eso es todo. No es tan difícil.
Install of same page. I don't know what that means.
Okay.
Okay.
There you go.
I'm going to click on this one. Go ahead. Hey, gents. How to measure output voltage from LOCs and amplifiers. So I've never worried about this, but we do have a video that we did like 5 years ago that shows how to do this. It's the same process as if you were trying to measure the output voltage of an amplifier, output voltage of anything. Output voltage is the same, okay? So voltage is voltage. It's AC voltage is the first thing you have to know. So when you're measuring the output of sound, it is AC, not DC. So you have to set your voltmeter to the appropriate, number, not A, not D. Next, you're going to play a test tone. Pick a test tone, any test tone. It doesn't really matter. The thing that you have to keep in mind is that you may want to play multiple test tones depending on what you're trying to do. This is where a electrical RTA is handy because you play pink noise and you can see what the EQ curve is and you can figure out what your highest frequency is, and you can use that because that is going to be your high water mark, meaning you're not going to want to go past that because that's the signal that's going to clip first, okay? So if you're doing sub, you may want to play 40, 50, 60, 70, 80 hertz, and that can give you a graph of output voltages because, believe it or not, an electrical RTA is nothing more than 32 voltmeters that play simultaneously. So if you were to write 40 and then write the output voltage, 50, write the output voltage, 60, write the output voltage, 70, write the output voltage, 80, you can map that and you'll see what is the best. Now, when you're dealing with an LOC is a line output converter. It's a step down. It's basically what's happening. So it's taking your input voltage and stepping it down. The first thing you need to do is measure what is coming into the LOC. That is the most important thing, because if you're hooking it up to something that is, let's say, 20 volts and you have a 10 volt LOC, you're going to catch the bitch on fire. Okay. The other thing too is if you have an amplifier that has high level in and it can take 10 volts, and your output from your radio or factory system is only 8 volts, then there's no reason to use an external LOC. Just feed it into the amplifier like it's asking you to do and take that out, because cheap LOCs are nothing more than cheap LOCs, and they can act as crossovers and take out some of your sound, which is fantastic. Okay, so play your test tone, voltmeter, AC, turn it up all the way or until it clips 2/3 volume, whatever you want to do, wherever you think you're safe to play it at. See what your output voltage is there. I like to turn it all the way up when we do it, because you can put it on min-max and just turn it up and then turn it back down, and it'll tell you what your maximum output voltage was. The reason why we do that is because we don't know if the customer is going to be that guy. He might be that guy. So we just want to find out what the worst case scenario maximum voltage is. So we'll crank it up, min-max, put for max. We'll see what the output voltage is. We'll write it down. We'll go to the next frequency, write it down. We just use an RTA, so we only actually have to do it once. Now what we're going to do is figure out, okay, this is what my output voltage is. I have an amplifier that does not have high level, so I'm going to put my high level to low level adapter in there. Now we have to find out, does the high level to low level have a gain control on it so that I can maximize my output voltage? Or is it just a transformer resistor based that is just going to take it down a predetermined amount? And there's so for example, on some of the pack ones, it's a predetermined amount, even though it has a gain knob. It's going to knock it down all of this, and you can't go up any higher. So even though, let's say you had 6 volts of output, which is great, if it's a 2-to-1 or a 4-to-1, it's going to knock it down. It doesn't matter if there's a gain on there or not. It's never going to put out 4 volts, even though it's capable of doing it. It'll never do it because you don't have enough input voltage coming in to change it. It happens sometimes. So anyways, hola, Mr. Smith.
Hello.
So anyways, AC on your voltmeter, test tones. That's how you test it. Now, the advantage of using, let's say, an AudioControl LC1i, LC2i Pro, something like that, LC5i, LC7i, Pros on the end of those, is that is an electrical an electrical line output converter. It is the best line output converter you can buy as far as doing that piece. So, don't get me wrong, if you're going to buy a DSP, it's got it built in. You don't need one. But if you're just going to be doing line output conversion, and that's how you're planning on doing your integration, buy the best one you can get, buy the AudioControl. WaveTech also, but if you want 2 options, WaveTech makes a really nice one as well. So if you don't like one, get the other. But those will also have line drivers built into them so that you can bump your voltage back up after you've gotten it down and do it cleanly. So that's important. Cleanly. Hi, can you use an epicenter with an amp with built-in DSP? Yeah, you can, but it really just comes down to the signal that's feeding it. Okay, so now the fun part is what is coming into the epicenter. Okay, so am I using RCAs or am I using a high level? So if I was going to have to do a high level input for it, meaning hook it up to something that's factory, I'm going to get an epicenter micro because I need a high level in. So I'm going to feed my high level in into that, and there we go. Or we could do like a tape 2 loop would also work too. Okay, so is this I'm not even gonna go down that road. I'm not even gonna go down that road. There's another way to do it too that just got really complicated. Yes, we are, Brad. We are.
Oh,
that
yeah,
yes,
that's
we
the
are.
deal.
No, that's Master Tech next year. We are. Why don't you just have him come and train with me? I won't even have to be the smart guy in the room. It could be him. Ooh, I like that idea. Okay. Anyways, the other option would be if I'm doing something that has a source unit output, meaning a low level output, I can go champion or competition series epicenter. Unless I can still do epicenter micro, but I really, it depends on the knob, right? So if I have a signal that is a low level RCA style, then I would just go before the input on the amplifier and run it directly into the amplifier. So you could do that as well. So it never. So what I was going to say on the epicenter, okay, so follow this train of thought. This is going to blow your mind. Okay, so and I'm gonna this is going to be crazy. All right, hold on, let me do this because this next segment is brought to you by Arc Audio and the Blackbird. One of the things that makes the Blackbird awesome and all corresponding things like that is it's an 8 to 12 DSP, which means it has 8 channels of power and 12 channels of DSP. Now, follow this crazy train. All right, here we go. We're gonna feed into the Blackbird. All right, so we're gonna
what are we feeding?
We're gonna put 6 channels of high level into the Blackbird. Okay. So 4 channels, front and rear.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Now we're going to go into our input output mixer.
Okay.
And we're gonna turn on inputs 5 and 6 as well. Okay, and we're going to solder some RCAs onto those. Okay, because we can change our input voltage in the settings. So we can do high level and low level into the amplifier. All right, so 1 through 4 are going to be high level, and 5 and 6 is going to be low level.
Yeah.
Now what we're going to do is 1 through 4 are going to go into the input mixer, and we're going to turn on all of our channels. And then we're going to take channels...
5 and 6?
No, channels 9 and 10 output. Okay, we're going to route, we're going to do all our stuff, and we're going to route 9 and 10. Okay, so we're going to use the high level to low level built into that.
Yeah.
We'll be able to do any de-equalization, fix all that. So once we fixed all our channel 1 and 2 signal, okay, through the de-equalization process, now we're going to route them through 9 and 10. Okay, that is going to go out to the epicenter.
Okay.
9 and 10, because it's an output. And then we're going to loop the output of the epicenter back into 5 and 6.
Okay.
And 5 and 6 are going to go off to our subwoofers.
Okay. And
or 7 and 8 or whatever it is.
Yeah.
So let's say 7 and 8. We're going to loop them into 7 and 8 because we're going to use channel 7. It really doesn't matter because we can loop any channel we want. So we're going to do a tape 2 loop. Yeah. That's what that's called from back in the day.
Tape 2 loop?
Tape 2 loop. You used to use a tape 2 loop on your receiver to add an EQ to it. So we'd use the loop to add the epicenter into the DSP amplifier. Oh, damn, right? Yeah, that would work. Totally. Or what would make it even better is if they just put an epicenter.
Oh, that would be fantastic.
An octave shift capability, bass restoration of some point into a Blackbird.
Yeah.
And then I wouldn't have to do that crazy move.
Do you know somebody?
I don't know anybody. But anyways, no, you can loop it through like that too. Now, if that sounded absolutely insane, it is. But it would work. Yeah. And that would work the best.
Yeah.
Especially if you have to do high level in or a toss link in. So if you want to do a toss link in, you could do it like that as well. Boom. Yeah, exactly.
That's exactly what would happen.
That's exactly what your brain is just like, what?
Yeah.
All right, yeah. Okay.
And then you use Superbass for the...
Question. Can older amplifiers sound quality change due to age? I've been running my JL 500.1 for 22 years and my V12 amplifier 4 channels since 2007, both going strong. So the reality is the amplifier is just going to get old like anything else, right? And it's on and off, on and off, on. It has a certain amount of time that it's supposed to last. Yours has lasted well beyond what it's supposed to last because most electronics are good for 3 to 5 years tops. Yours is going on 22, asinine.
It's JL, bro.
It's Alpine V12. I mean, is the sound going to change? Your speakers are going to break in. That is going to change. You're older. You're 22 years older. That is going to change. Your hearing is going to change. A lot of things are going to change. So does the car sound the same way as it did 22 years ago? Probably not. Probably not, because you can't hear as good as you could 22 years ago. That's really the biggest thing, I would think. But I mean, yes. But yeah, I mean, yes, it is going to change. Everything changes. To the good, to the bad, to like noticeable, probably not. But yeah, it is going to change. There's no question.
I mean, I'm surprised that he's still going.
I know, right? Yeah.
Fantastic.
I mean, dude, I'm rocking that till the wheels fall off at
Yeah.
that point. What's up, Marty?
Oh, yeah.
Martin Tool Company in the house.
That's right. You need a siren on it? Yeah.
Go. Need a siren?
Yeah.
I was going to say, what the heck was that?
Sorry.
The speakers are going to change. Oh, yeah, the speakers are definitely going to change. Are the characteristics of the Arc Audio BMX built into the DSP? So, kind of. Yes, kind of. Kind of is the answer. In the DSP, they use what's called Superbass, which is similar to BXM.
Yeah.
So,
but it's not.
Superbass is not really bass centric. It's why it's called Superbass. We don't know. Brad, I'm sure, told us at one point, and we that doesn't make any sense. But what it's designed to is when you loop your mid bass through it, you can make your mid bass get like down and not hurt the mid bass. Okay, like it's doing weird things. It's very similar to Wave, which is what a lot of companies use in their small Bluetooth speakers to make their Bluetooth speakers sound like bigger speakers. So it's kind of magical in a sense. Use it with caution. Use it with caution because, like all things, you have to have a certain amount of responsibility. But we love using Superbass for that. But yes, there again, and if you're doing trunks, subwoofers in the trunk doing weird things back here, yeah, that'll also work for that too. So it's called selective hearing. Claims my significant other. Mine is just called hearing, bro. I cannot hear as good as I once could. But hey, it's what happens.
Yeah. There you go.
Yeah. Which side is best to run power in a 98 Cherokee straight 6? I can't find a way through the firewall. Listen, we always went down the driver's side. We've always went down the driver's side. In 98, they were always going. There was never a chance we weren't.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's just what it was.
There you go. I don't know. I was born in 99, so.
Yes, Chris, give Superbass a try. Why would you not?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
Superbass is cool.
Yeah, I mean, the worst thing that's going to happen is you're going to crack those cheap speakers in half. But I mean, outside of that, went to an Emma show over the weekend at Audio Systems in SoCal. Very nice.
Fantastic.
A guy had 30-year-old Pioneer head unit speakers and subs, Lanzar amps, and no DSP. Only had CD, and the sound was as good as any car there. I don't doubt it. 30 years ago, listen, DSP makes our jobs easier. That's really what it comes down to. Okay, DSPs make it so that we don't have to mount speakers way up in the kick panels as far forward as possible. There's a lot of advantages to the DSP, and that's one of them. Is it just makes our lives easier. It helps us to get to a better sound faster. But no, trust me. I mean, for years we had no DSP and it sounded fantastic. But we also didn't know what we were missing. And I guarantee you that even that system would probably benefit from a DSP. It would.
Yes.
But I'm sure it
100%.
sounded fantastic, But old and busted, new hotness.
But that's cool,
Yeah. Oh, wait, what did he say? I already cracked one. If they crack again, I'm going to the Zeta 8-inch. So or the Helix. Or her. Helix? Yeah, Helix. What, i5 or i7 or some stuff like that? So,
iRobot. Yeah.
I have a set of Milli Pro 3-way active. What should I start off at for setting for the tweeters? Crossover points, I'm guessing, is what you're hoping for. Were those 32 or 34?
Which ones?
Milli Pros. I feel like it was 32. Listen, I haven't done a set of Milli Pros in a while. I believe they published the FS on the tweeter. What you're looking for is the FS number, FS. Multiply that by 2, and that's a good place to start for a crossover point. You may want to go a little higher depending on what type of music you listen to, but that's how we start with our tweeter, is just multiply the FS times 2, and that gives us a ballpark of where we want to be.
But if you go into the website, they do have that specific crossovers on the speakers.
Do they?
Yeah.
Really?
On the
on the sheet?
On the sheets, they have it. Yeah. I think I have one in there. So
look at Jeff just throwing it out there. House is next, right?
Yeah. Yeah, that's what I'm going to do.
Gary competed this past weekend with the Prius, also at that show.
Oh, wow.
Nice.
I'm just, wondering how he did.
30 years ago, there was a Pontiac Vibe with a center seat. Oh, I don't even remember 30 years ago. But no way to use the BXM from Arc Audio with TOS input, since it appears to only have RCA on the preamp side. Okay, so just like we talked about with the Blackbird and the Epicenter, yes, you could loop the BMX through the system with a TOS link, because what you would do there, again, it all depends on how many channels you're using on the output side. Okay, so you can use a TOS link input and an RCA input on the amplifier. It's there again. You have to go and turn the things on. So yeah, you could, because you're just going to feed that channel. So you could tape 2 loop it. Yeah, no problem.
No, it's all Dean. Dean goes there, does the magic.
But to be fair, that's not entirely true, because what happens is I'll do the initial tune.
Fake news, guys. It's fake news.
I'll do the initial tune on the car, and as long as Fernando's not sick and coughing and can hear,
yeah,
he'll get into the passenger seat, and I will make corrections to the car from his recommendations. Okay, because there again, I'm old and I don't always hear the best. Which is funny, because sometimes he just totally like, the tweeter's not on, and I'm like, bro, it's on. Like,
dude, I don't know. It was so weird. I was like, dude, what is not on?
I'm like,
it is on.
Okay, it's tweetering.
Wow.
First and Emma. Oh, very cool. Go Gary.
Go Gary.
We'll have Gary on the show in a couple weeks, so pretty excited about that.
There you go. He can tell us all about.
He can tell us all the stuff. Yeah. But anyways, yeah. So there we go.
A place overall. Fantastic.
Everyone want to listen to Gary's car. I'd like to listen to Gary. I like Gary's. Dude, listen, the new Prius.
Yeah.
I mean, even though Jeff Dunham, yay, but I mean, I still do. I saw one the other day and I was like, man, I can't even look at this thing. I can't, because even if I said, man, I want a new Prius, girls would like light me on fire, because they want new cars, and I'm like, you don't buy new cars. We're not buying new cars. Our cars are fine. But
so what are you saying is you going to buy
no
a Prius?
Fudge, no.
Really?
No way am I. No, God, no. Not a chance. Not happening.
Really?
Oh yeah, no. Dude,
I'm old. Of course I'm old.
What does that have to do with anything?
Well, she said that Grandpa Fernando always coffee. Dude, man.
This last segment of the show is brought to you by the fine folks at focal-america.com. If you're looking for the best in performance and speakers, well, of course, you want to check and see if Focal will fit the bill for you. From the K2s at the top of the mountain to the Utopias where your air is rare, all the way down to Integration Series plug and plays. They have a speaker for you at every stop along the way. Make sure to head over to focal-america.com. One of our favorites, of course, is the Focal Flax. So definitely check those out. They make a nice 3-way set that fits in most 3-way set applications, which is nice. So
there you go.
Boom.
All right.
Dean almost did say a naughty word, but I pulled out fudge in the end.
I know.
Yeah, I totally did good. Yeah, I know. It's like kids in the room. What were your first systems? Be honest. Mine sucked. Mine was a rip-off Sony Walkman that wasn't even a Sony Walkman. It was like a knockoff. So it was like a Coney Walkman going into a set of Peerless tweeters, powered off of the Walkman. And then I had 2 Jet Sound Electronics 8-inch subwoofers that we cut up my desk and some pamper boxes and made a subwoofer enclosure out of.
So what do you consider the first system? Like just a subwoofer or just a whole system?
I don't know. That was my first system. I was like literally, I took out the AM radio and put this in. That was it. So
okay.
You know, I don't know. That was my first foray.
So I had a
audio.
bazooka on an Integra. That's it. And then I swap it out for the good system.
The audio bond?
The audio bond, like the good audio bond.
Yeah, the good flame stuff.
Yes, that's it. That was my first system.
Yeah. So
subwoofers and amplifiers.
Mine changed drastically from there, but that's what started it all. So I have nothing to hide. I mean, I'll come on, really.
Tempo Ultras are fantastic.
How are you liking them?
I like them.
Yeah.
Dude,
They're watching us.
Way.
They're watching us put those in right now. That's why they're asking.
They're not watching. They're watching us right now. But they fantastic. Believe me. Just powered by the radio, active by the Sony.
So there you go. Had that Jensen
fantastic.
Baby. 1200 watt amp. Some MTX.
There you go.
No, the first real subs I got, I had a Sherwood 240, which is, there's one of them sitting over here on the wall. I think it's a 240, 280, something like that. And I bought 2 Pile raw drivers. That's what AV was selling. And didn't get the ohm load right, maybe. I don't know. Banged the hell out of those. We built a normal box by then. I could afford some wood. So those were really nice. That was good. Hey, guys.
Hey.
What's your recommendation on a quality amplifier fan for the trunk? I ordered the SMD triple play combo pack, but I haven't picked out a fan to hook up to the temperature gauge. So, okay, you guys are going to have to help me in the comments because I know there's a guy that, the dude that makes the fannies, that like the whole cool fan rack pieces that he makes. I can't remember his name, but he like makes the cool laser cut fans. I know Kicker put a set of those in their car. Other than that, Stinger makes the cool squirrel cage fans. That's what we would use. But if you're looking for something a little bit more exotic, I cannot think of the guy's name. But I know some of you guys here know who he is.
See, I would call it
there, boom, like that quick. Sparked Innovations.
Oh,
Thank
really?
you. Yeah. Oh yeah, dude. His fans are dude. They're so
Gaily.
Cool.
I would call these guys because these guys are.
He knew it. Sparked Innovations.
There you go.
Check out Sparked Innovations. If you want something pretty cool, definitely check them out. But if you want, like I said, as far as the fans we would use, Stinger makes us. Well, it used to make. We have tons of them in inventory. But they make this squirrel cage fan, like an air conditioner fan. It's a little tiny thing that works really well.
There you go.
So
fantastic.
Cool. Thanks for that. Yeah, you bet, man. Yeah, Ed Lester. Yeah, that's the guy. Yep.
Yeah.
See? I knew they would know, man. I knew they would know. That's
Everybody
awesome.
knows.
Everybody knows. Everybody knows. And they're really sharp looking, too.
Yep.
Yeah. Ed just came out with a woofer.
Cool.
At the Sparked Innovations.
Oh, really?
They just came out with a big-ass woofer. So.
Look at that.
Mine was the Fultron Memphis Bell. From Dick's Pawn Shop in Myrtle Beach. Nice. Very nice.
All right.
I'll heart this.
Say that.
We'll get to that. Okay. Good afternoon. Dodged a bullet today. Severe weather missed the Twin Cities. I think Melissa is in the thick of this. Oh, that sucks. Yeah. Yeah, you guys are getting some crazy rainy weather up there, which we're not getting, which is fantastic. But I mean, we'll have tons of rain to come. So it's April, May. May is right around the corner. May it'll hit the fan. My 07 Corolla, I changed the head unit, speakers to kicker comps. What's next? A subwoofer. You want a sub. You need a sub. Everybody needs a sub. Looking at what you got, I would check out the Rockford Fosgate P3 300, either 10, 8, 10, or 12. So they make it's an all-in-one amplified subwoofer enclosure. It's a P300. That's what it was. P300, 10, 8, 10, or 12. Takes an 8 gauge, really nice to put in. If you're like, no, I want a stick kicker. There again, Kicker has a full load of boxes. You can get like the CS 400.1 as a really nice amplifier to go in there on one of their pre-made boxes, like one of the comp boxes. Will work fantastic. But definitely you want to add a sub. What did it say? Did Paul ever fix the Lexus? Yes. As a matter of fact, he fixed the Lexus. And this is going to sound really strange. It's you can call me Nostradamus. Because as soon as they bought the car, I said, dude, the kid's going to wreck it inside of a month.
See, you had to say it, bro. Like, you can't.
Dude, it was too much car for him. It was too much car for him. I mean,
it had a big motor.
Oh, my God.
That thing
was. So after they got it all fixed and working, and within the first month of everything rocking and rolling, he put it through a freaking brick wall. Okay?
Nothing happened.
So here's where it gets real exciting, is that I was gone that day. Shocking. So Fernando and our buddy Aaron that runs Havoc Motorsports and also the mechanic shop, he shares space with a mechanic that was fixing the car. They went over there and pulled the system out of it.
Yeah.
And then they didn't tell me.
Yeah.
Because they were trying to keep it a secret because they knew I would be like,
you were clowning.
I told you. Like, I literally told you so. Like, this was a bad idea.
Yeah.
And, so they kept it a secret from me for like a month. And then and like, he's over here like not saying a word. And I was like,
I didn't say anything, bro.
Dude, it was so bad. But anyways, no, the car didn't survive, unfortunately.
All right. On my 2007 Corolla.
We already answered this.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, we answered. Oh, totally, we answered that. On to the next one, boy.
Okay.
There we go. Coaxials versus component speakers. What is the difference? Soundstage, room, spaciousness. The reason why we switched to components in cars as opposed to coaxials was to increase the amount of soundstage out of the same amount of drivers. So, if you just had a set of coaxials down low in the bottom of the door, all the sound came from the bottom of the door. As soon as you took that tweeter off and you put it up in the top of the dash, the sail panel, the door panel, anywhere, you went, and the soundstage got bigger, wider, fuller, more sound would happen. Tweeters are very directional. So when you have a tweeter down low in the bottom of the door, you don't always hear what it's doing. When you move it up higher, because it's directional, you can now get the benefit of the tweeter. So a good way to think of it as like cones of sound coming off of a point source. Okay. So, sound radiates off like this. And so if you were to draw that on a piece of paper, you would have a coaxial, which would be a big cone of sound, which would be the mid bass. And then you'd have a little cone of sound in the center of it. But nothing would be bigger than the mid bass. Now, if you take the mid bass cone and you put the tweeter somewhere up top, you have a second cone of sound. At some point, they're going to overlap, get like a snowman effect. And you just have this bigger area of sound with the same amount of drivers. So that's the difference. Which one do you go with? Well, it depends on your application. If you're talking rear doors, coaxial. Why would you want to waste the money on a component? But yes, component 100% always. What's up, Mr. Brinkley?
What's up, man?
Yes, totally different speaker. Yeah.
And
I believe the Senses are made in-house, whereas the Tempos are not. So I think that's
where's the house?
Israel. Yeah.
Well, right
almost
now.
an hour. I know. Yeah. I mean, hey, iron dome.
You want to change it?
No, I already did.
That's it?
Yeah. He's just letting us know where we're at. Because we go for an hour. We got plenty of time.
Plenty of time.
Okay. Am I replacing it? Okay, I am. Am I? I don't know. Are you? Replacing my stock Bose system with coaxial speakers, front speakers, and a G35. Should I delete the stock tweeter that are in the A-pillars? So it's a G35, putting the coaxial in that door. Hopefully it's a narrow coaxial because the way that door is shaped, it's going to suck. You could go with a component. You can fit a decent sized tweeter up top.
Yeah.
I mean, we put a set of we put a set of ground zero uraniums, which were monsters.
Mm-hmm.
So there's you can fit a decent sized component in there.
Yeah.
If you're going to eliminate the tweeter, the soundstage is going to go to the floor, like we were just talking about. So, I would probably just leave them.
Yeah.
Plus, the other part is if it's Bose, it's going to sound like crap. So you're going to, if you're keeping the stock amplifier power in the Bose speakers, that's going to suck.
It's going to be bad.
Yeah, it's going to be bad.
Yeah.
So, good luck.
A full system for sure.
Yeah, sliding in at the last minute. Yeah. I have an 04 Mustang. It had a Mach 460 in it, and the person before me replaced the head unit and amps. Are there... Okay. Looks fine. Is there a way to find out if they work? The factory amps or what? I mean,
the factory amp.
You'd have to plug everything back in. So if it's an 04 Mustang 460, that's a lot. You got to take the whole thing apart, plug everything back in. If the plugs are still there. And they're probably not. So if they bypassed everything, then I wouldn't even bother.
Yeah.
I wouldn't even bother. I would just start from scratch. And, the factory amps. I wouldn't even try. But, I mean, honestly, it's funny. When we do those, we pull the whole harness out.
The whole thing.
The whole thing.
Replace it.
It's terrible. Mm-hmm. The plugs are there. Yeah, I mean, listen, you just have to plug everything in and give it a try. It was a really weird system. There's amps there's 3 amplifiers that power it. 1 in the center of the dash and 2 in the back. So the 2 in the back are just for the 5x7s. The 1 in the dash is for the 4 smaller speakers. So there should be 8 speakers in total. Give it a go. Mm-hmm. Just found out JL is pausing the dealer employee recommended because of the switching arm. Yeah, I could see that. That sucks because, I mean, bam, right?
Yeah, this sucks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Man. You know who's not, though? Give Fokel a call. Give Arc Audio a call.
Yeah, pretty much.
I'm pretty sure they'll still hook you up.
Yeah. Yeah.
Rumor mill has it. Best Buy will be carrying select JL products. I mean, why would they not? Melissa made it. Here we thought she was just getting...
Oh, wow.
All right, she says, the Mach 460 had the amps on the floor in the back, and the tweeters are off the head unit. Use the Metra plug. So he's actually trying to put the factory amplifiers back in.
If they work, actually.
Yeah, so he's actually doing the opposite of what we would do.
Yeah.
So, which is crazy. Hey, love your YouTube. I have a 2018 Honda Sport. Just installed 2 pairs of JL C1 650s. I'm purchasing the Kenwood X80 3.5 and JL. Yup. How good or bad will it sound? If it's the base model, meaning it doesn't have the premium audio, should sound fantastic. It's when you have the premium in the chords where things get weird. So as long as it doesn't have the center channel and the subwoofer, it's just the speakers around you, you're gonna have fine. You're gonna have fine. You'll be fine.
You'll be fine.
Yeah. If you have a standalone DSP and a DSP amp, do you set the DSP amp to flat? Which do you choose for tuning? I just don't do that. That's just really what it comes down to. I don't do that. But, I mean, to answer your question, you'd set the DSP amp to flat more than likely because there would be no reason to have the external DSP, So I'm guessing the only reason why you do something like this is if you had a bigger external DSP or better external DSP than the internal DSP, and so you're just using it as straight power. So if you're going to do that, you just do your input-output routing and use everything as just flat. That would be how you would do it. Bad idea, but that would be how you would do it. Gonna have to do that or switch shops. Understood.
That's crazy.
All right, this is like speed round. Hey guys, 2000 Blazer, trying to figure out what to do with my fuse holder. Thinking about 1/4-inch ABS plate on top of the battery and held in place, old school J-hook. What do you think? Definitely want to use 1/4-inch ABS, 100%. Don't use 1/8, 1/4-inch for sure, 100%. I said that twice. That's weird. Anyways, you just want to make sure it's bolted to something. Keep in mind, you can get pretty long on that. So, I mean, sometimes a simple bracket attached to the bolt that's holding the battery in place is the easiest thing to do, and it works. Sometimes if it's got one of those really weird top, you can slide a piece underneath it, sandwich 2 pieces together. If there's a bolt anywhere around the battery, make something that comes off the side and attach to it. But yeah, whatever you're thinking up, it's probably a pretty good idea, just as long as you're using the right plastics, for sure.
You want another one?
Okay, hold on. I want to hear it because a buddy of mine has a Helix DSP with DSP amps, and I suggested running the DSP amps flat, but wanted your. Oh yeah, okay, for sure. Boom.
Boom.
Got to do like sparkles or something to get the fireworks. Don't trust Frank though.
Don't break that hazard switch. That 2000 Blazers.
Oh yeah. Oh
yeah.
God, we just talked about the other day because we were doing what, an S10 or something. And I was like, oh, my God.
Be careful with that light.
Oh, be so careful. Yeah, the red hazard switch. Yeah.
Oh, I thought you said just...
No, yeah, it's so bad. Okay. Boom.
Boom.
That's what we got. That's the show, guys.
Wow.
I know.
So quick.
Now, cool thing is Wednesday, we're going to be back here doing it again. We're going to have a special host, Josh from JVC Kenwood, is going to be in the house. We're going to a training tomorrow night, and then he's going to stick around for another night, so he's going to be here. We might start a little early. Make sure to look at the feed for start time, because it's going to be last
around like 5:30.
Well, it's going to be between 5 and 6 for sure, because he needs to get back home, and he's got a 5-hour drive in front of him. So we want to get him out of here as soon as possible.
So we're going to see him, and then he's going to.
Yeah, so Wednesday, Josh will be here, JVC Kenwood. We'll talk about direct replacement radios. Any other questions that you have, we'll be able to discuss for sure. And then it'll be the last show for the week until Monday again. So, because...
Party time!
Yeah, I miss Seth. We miss Seth.
We have to get
he's with JVC now.
In touch with Seth and talk about stuff.
I talked to him I talked to him at CMA. Yeah, we took the same plane over.
Fantastic.
Yeah, it was fantastic.
Yeah.
It was they called Seth Hosteed.
Hosteed?
They said, "Is there a calling Seth Hosteed? Please come to the counter." And I texted him. I said, "Are we on the same plane?" He goes, "Yeah." I said, "All right, well, they need you at the counter." Because he was literally walking up because he got lost getting to the airport, which I thought was funny. But hey, it happens. Sacrifice your thumb to save the hazard switch. Oh God, yes.
Really?
Yeah.
No,
you just don't break the hazard switch. Sacrifice, cut blood everywhere. I don't care.
Wow.
Oh, dude, it's a pain in the ass. You got to pull the hole. You got to drop the hole. So there's 2 ways you can do it.
Okay.
One is if you can, the whole assembly will pop out. Okay. And if you can get it to do that, that saves a bunch of time. But there's you got to stick pins in there, and then the whole assembly will pop out, and you put a new assembly in. The second is to remove, which is what you ended up doing once you figured out you couldn't get the assembly to come out. The whole gear shifter thing all has to come out. So kind of like when we're doing a radio on the Chevy where we remove the thing. No, you got to pull the whole. You got to pull that whole piece out, remove it, put a whole new piece in. And of course, a lot of those don't have tilt, and it just was a nightmare. It sucked.
So it's not an easy way to just remove the 4 screws.
No.
The steering wheel and drop it a little bit.
No. No, but you got to remove the whole side of this. It sucked. Because even now, all of it's fragile and brittle and just shitty. It sucked back then. It's got to suck 4 times more now. Either way, we don't have to worry about it. So that's all we got. Thank you guys so much for asking great questions tonight and tuning in and giving us your time. We'd like to thank sponsors, of course, AudioControl.com, ArcAudio.com, Mosconi, Gladen, Americas.com, Focal.com, Focal/America.com, all the comms. We got all the comms here. Like to thank them. Like to thank you. And, of course, DNF Tool Drawer is a place you can find all the cool tools. We still have DNF swag if you're interested in getting some shirts. Not these. We don't have these. Not yet. But anyways.
Huh?
Brandon's creepier Harbor Freight Daytona. Okay.
Go fund me.
Thank you guys. Thank you, Austin, for sending us the
Austin.
PDF. Thank you, Brad, for tuning in as always.
Thank you. Thank you, guys.
You guys have a great night. Fade to black.
Bye, guys.